Can someone tell me what her SAT? If I told you that this student got into MIT, would you believe me? Well, she did. And I'm going to tell you how she did it, based on fit, not just academics. This is not a strong score by any means for any student seeking admission into MIT. But the verbal and writing is acceptable. For a student who came here 4 years ago, this is actually not a bad score. And for a student who wants to do something engineering and business related, quite frankly, how well you can write might not be that big of a factor. So the difference, again, school do not need you to be well-rounded. School needs a well-rounded student body. When you look at her profile, you will inevitably realize that she has taken English honors from day one that she went into this high school. 9th year, 9年级 English honors, she received a B. 10年级 English honors, 她还是 take English honors, she received a B+. 11年级 she took English honors again and she got an A. 12年级 she took English AP and she got an A. What does that look like? That looks like the definition of resilience. Just because I have a B in English doesn't necessarily make me stop. Doesn't make me drop down to a lower level. I will keep on doing it until I get that A. That is resilience. Perfect example of resilience for that student. Second thing is, for a student, her parents are all the way in China. She's the only one here. She never talked to any admission consultants before she met me. Look at what she did. She wanted to do business. She took a Harvard University summer class in accounting, I believe. She took night courses at her local community college in political economics and economics. That is called intellectual independence. She did this because she wanted to learn herself. She wanted to grow that knowledge. That is intellectual direction and intellectual independence. That coupled with resilience, this, believe it or not, this score might be bad, but the student is the perfect candidate of what MIT is looking for in a student. Last thing, her essay, the voice is very strong. This student's essay is about when she was in China, 在北京的时候，这个孩子是一个写作能力非常强的一个孩子。他有一年是2000，我忘了是哪年，但是the year before she won the award, or year after, I forgot. One of the years, 就是学校送她去 these writing competitions. 然后她有一年她被淘汰了，是因为她写的题目是European countries and the effect of capitalism in the schools of Western nations. 她的 essay was labeled unacceptable by her school district because their methodology is, why would you write about how great other schools are? Why can't you write about how good your own school is? She was disqualified. 所以她从那一天开始，她就 she stopped writing because she didn't know what she should say or what she should not say. When she came to America, when I first met her, I was very shocked at one of the activities that she did. 在她的高中 she is the editor-in-chief of her school newspaper. For a girl who immigrated here from China, in high school, who cannot even speak English without accent, to be the chief editor of the newspaper, that is quite an impressive accomplishment. So I asked her, how did you do it? Why? Something must be driving. For the first time that she encountered, wow, I can write articles for my own school about anything I want. I can communicate with others. I don't have to be restricted in what I should say. She found this opportunity to be extremely, extremely desirable. And it pulled back her passion for writing. She worked 10 times harder than anybody else in her writing, her speaking, her editing skills to get that position. That is called passion. And this passion is not fake. I did not tell colleges I'm passionate. I show colleges how I am passionate. This, I feel helped me in making the programs that I have been giving students to help them apply to schools. In the last 3 years, this company, like our firm, has taken 106 students from New Jersey, New York. We have many different students from Stuyvesant, Hunter College. Out of 106 students that are Asian, we have 100 students attaining a top 15 school in the United States. And out of 106 students, we have over 80 students in Ivy League schools. This year, 13 kids got into Columbia, 8 from Princeton, the 2 schools with the most representation. A lot of parents don't believe me, saying, this is impossible. Asian kids do not have this easy of a time getting to school. It's wrong. These kids are real. These statistics are real. The reason why these kids did so well is not because these kids is more intelligent than others. It's because they had the right mentality when they applied. And that mentality is something that I push the kids in a direction to get that mentality. For instance, one of the girls who got into Yale this year, she applied to Yale as a journalism major. She is one of the rare students who care about politics. I was very shocked. She cared a lot about the Israeli and Palestinian situation. So what I did was, we sit down and I talk about it. I said, you, at the end of the day, you are only one person. What you can do is restricted. It's not too much right now. But you have the ability to get and inspire others so you can broaden your scope. Just like me and my kids. Sometime in college, I realized, even though I like science, I will not be able to come up with the breakthrough for AIDS. Most likely, I will not be able to initiate economic reform in the third world country. Maybe my personal charity is the best thing I can do. But if I can help students, if I can instill students with the passion to do what they want to do, then what my accomplishment will not be restricted to what I can do, but what each one of these students can do. That is the same concept I told her. Guess what? She went to Israel and Palestine. When her parents said, but she still went. She went, she interviewed people from both sides. She wrote her own story. She put it on YouTube. She sent it to Yale. She got it to Yale. It's the ability to think outside the box, to do something extraordinary. You being the number one student in your high school is no longer impressive. Harvard rejects anywhere between 2 to as much as 5,000 valedictorians a year. You having a perfect SAT score, that is nothing. In the program that we have this year, out of the 50 kids, we have over 30 kids scoring above the 2,300. We have 3 perfect scores just within 50 kids. SATs is not a hard test. When you study the right points, it's very easy to do well in SATs. What kids need to do to get into these hard-to-do universities is to go above and beyond. Show colleges that I've learned not for grades. I've learned because I want the opportunity to apply and use what I have learned. That is the best way to convince colleges that you are a scholar. Because a scholar is not the one who simply learns. A scholar also applies. A scholar also teaches. A scholar, like Confucius, spread his inspiration.